Decision day revealed. New tonight on Our News, live at 7. Voters in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency by-election will cast their votes on November 22nd. The writ of election issued by the Governor General today. Meanwhile, the party campaigning continues. Just 2 days after the PLP's official candidate launch, the F&M's candidate releases his plans for representation. He tells constituents it'll be focused on you. Also tonight, an immigration officer faces a judge charged with bribery. Then in Our News at 7:30, our by-election coverage continues as the PLP says it's focused on retaining the West GB and Bimini seat. Our News live at 7 starts right now. It's official. November 22nd is decision day for voters in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candido Knowles. A writ of election for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency was issued today by Governor General Cynthia Mother Pratt, making way for the highly anticipated by-election. The news coming in a statement from Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Arthur Taylor, who also explained the register for the by-election has been closed as of yesterday. Our News was also able to obtain a copy of the notice of election signed by returning officer Leonard Dames. That notice states that the election will be held, as we said at the top, on November 22nd. Already several candidates have emerged, including the Progressive Liberal Party's Kingsley Smith, the Free National Movement's Bishop Ricardo Grant, and Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain, among several others. And this is as the Free National Movement moving full steam ahead with its campaign. The party's candidate, Bishop Grant, released the party's Focused on You manifesto, which details his plans if elected as the next representative for the area. The F&M candidate pledging to be a fierce advocate and strong voice for the people. Bishop Grant says his aim is to join hands with the constituents to work towards regaining prominence as the capital of Grand Bahama, while simultaneously ensuring Bimini continues to shine as the gateway of the Bahamas. As for his goals if elected, the candidate says he'll focus on community, environment, and education, and will advocate for the completion of Holmes Rock Junior High School and a new primary school on Bimini. Our coverage of the upcoming by-election continues tonight, coming up in Our News at 7:30. Be sure and stay tuned for that, as the PLP says it's still focused on retaining the seat. Now to two immigration officers who've been charged with accepting bribes to allow 3 Jamaican nationals to extend their stay in the country. Chief Immigration Officer Wyberg Brown and Officer Thorne Curry are charged along with 31-year-old civilian Avery Francis. The prosecution is accusing the men of accepting bribes on October 11th so that Shakira Anderson, Sasha Burke, and Sashane Thomas could get extensions without going through the proper channels. The officers denied the accusations at an arraignment before Senior Magistrate Shaka Seville and were each granted $4,000 bail. They're expected back in court on November 21st for trial. Now, a fourth defendant, 53-year-old Jamaican national Jennifer Ann McInnes, was arraigned earlier this month on allegations that she paid bribes to obtain the extensions. She's since been freed on $7,000 bail. Meanwhile, a joint law enforcement agency effort at the airport yesterday morning led to the seizure of an estimated $1,000 worth of marijuana. Police say it was around 11 a.m. when the Anti-Gang and Firearms Investigation Task Force, in collaboration with officers from both Customs and Immigration Departments, conducted checks at an intake area for a local courier company at Lyndon Pindling International Airport. That's when they seized multiple vacuum-sealed bags containing the suspected drugs. Officers say the packages were concealed in 3 boxes of furniture. No arrests have been made in connection with this incident. And now back to Grand Bahama, where the GB Shipyard breaking ground today for a $600 million transformational expansion project. It's expected to fuel economic growth for the island, and once complete, will be reestablished as the largest cruise repair facility in the world. The project will include improved infrastructure and the expanded ability to repair large vessels. Prime Minister Philip Davis was in Grand Bahama today and touted the new project as a major milestone for the island.
The ground upon which we stand is set to become the very epicenter of a $600 million transformation. The expansion project of the Grand Bahama Shipyard, in collaboration with the Royal Caribbean Group and Carnival Corporation and partner Port Authority, is about more than just bricks and mortar. It represents our resolute ambition to be a world leader in ship repair, creating numerous opportunities for the people of Grand Bahama.
The nation's leader adding the primary goal is to bring new jobs to Grand Bahamians while addressing a major concern about casual and contract workers.
My administration will do whatever it takes to ensure that these hardworking individuals are afforded the dignity and financial security they rightfully deserve. With the completion of this redevelopment, we anticipate an increase in the pool of permanent workers. And I think that was alluded to in both the partners, or the three partners' intervention here this morning. This means more stability and security for our Bahamian workforce.
More to get to tonight, including the continuation of our week-long Going Back to the Island series, which is now winding down. Our Joshua Williams and cameraman Taran Knowles, they've taken us on adventures all week across in Salvador. And tonight, we'll hear from a local straw vendor and we'll see another historical monument. But before we get to that, I want to check in now with meteorologist Greg Thompson for your first look at temperatures. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kindino, and a happy Friday, everybody. A very breezy and windy week for us, and we are still experiencing those conditions. 80 degrees is our current temperature outside our studios with just a few clouds. Winds are out of the east-northeast at 17 miles per hour, and they are blowing out there. It's going to continue like that, but it's making it feel rather comfortable. It feels like 81 degrees on the outside. 79 in Freeport and in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 80s across the remainder of the northwest Bahamas. Into the central Bahamas, more 80s there with 81 in Kemps Bay and in Georgetown, Deadman's Key. 79 Copeland Townsend, Salvador. Into the southeast Bahamas, low 80s there with 81 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. We pick up another 80 in Abrahams Bay and a pair of 82s, Turks and Caicos, Providenciales, and in Matthewtown, Inagua. You guys are 82 at this hour. Satellite and radar composite, quiet conditions across the area. We're seeing some patchy clouds still moving in off that northeasterly breeze and brought us a couple of sprinkles. And we're going to continue to see that trend throughout the night. There's some weather down to the south across Hispaniola and the Puerto Rico area. That's all associated with an upper level disturbance and the tail end of Tammy, which is still out there. And Tammy actually regenerated into a tropical storm. We will, like I said, continue to experience these conditions throughout the night and into tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, fumes coming from industrial plants on Grand Bahama has put residents in Pinders Point on edge and sounding the alarm over a potentially serious health issue. And in Work in Progress, which is back tonight, a huge turnout for local government junior council elections. And be sure and stay tuned for the second Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, which kicks off tonight. Megan Shepard tells us you've got 3 chances to catch the fun when Our News returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments, bordered by miles of crystal clear water-sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in St. Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Residents of Pinders Point, Grand Bahama, calling for action as they say the ongoing issue of fumes coming from industrial plants in the area is worsening. Our Marlena Leonard is following this.
In past years, we've had situations with people getting sick, and this year is no exception. I can say that because in my household, we've had it where I've had to take everyone to the doctor basically from throat vomiting and rashes and headaches, swinging in the head.
That's Grace Pinder, a Pinders Point resident and local government representative, talking about fumes residents say are coming from the Buckeye facility. She says the issue has been happening sporadically for decades. In 2016, the Pan-American Health Organization was called in to assess if there were increased health risk factors to the residents surrounding Grand Bahama's industrial areas. At the time, residents of Pinders Point were told their cancer rate was no different than the rest of the island. Many, like Pinders Point resident Lana Knowles, were not satisfied with the findings.
They said that, okay, they didn't find anything wrong with the area. They have checked, they had their people come and did their investigation. I said, come on, live with us. Let them not know that you're here. Live with us for 2 weeks, even 1 week, and then you would experience what we experience on an everyday basis.
Grace Pinder says it's time for the voted representatives to come in and hear the community, calling for a town hall meeting on the issue.
It seems like whenever you call the company, you have to wait for the company to reach out to their head office in Dallas, Texas, before there's a response. And of course, you never get a response.
And resident Tanya Allen says she's made multiple attempts to reach government officials.
This year, it is horrible. I did reach out to the environmental health on a few occasions. I've also reached out to one of our ministers about the situation. And a lot of the persons here seems to be passive about it, but this is a serious health issue that needs to be addressed.
This morning, Buckeye Partners released a statement on the issue, saying that the spread of the odor has been worsened by local wind conditions, adding that they are actively monitoring vapor concentrations and are not aware of any levels above acceptable safe limits at this time. Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, thanks a lot, Marlena. Well, the Ministry of Works is now joined with Family Island Affairs, and the minister responsible visiting a few family islands recently for numerous initiatives, one of them the reintroduction of a local government program. Berthany McDermott has more.
Works and Family Island Affairs Minister Clay Sweeting highlighting the recently reintroduced Local Government Junior Council, which recently held elections on Grand Bahama and Eleuthera. Sweeting was on hand for those elections. He defended the initiative against those who may question the need for the program.
We always speak about that the children will be our replacement in years to come. And if we really mean that, then we have to try to find ways to instill in them how important it is to be a part of our society, how important it is to give back and help to develop our communities. And if you do that at such a young age, then of course they're raised in that manner and they understand what local government is about, and then possibly what central government as well.
Sweeting tells us 90% of students in an 8 Mile Rock school voted in the elections. He says schools in Eleuthera also saw a high turnout. He believes it's something the high schoolers are interested in.
But if you look nationally, whether it's in Andros or the Deep South, in Agua Mayaguana, even the smaller islands, all the children seem to be very excited about being a part of local government and seeing what they can do to help out their own schools with capital projects. So I think generally the mood across the whole nation was very exciting. Children in the schools were excited to be a part of it.
Officials also visited Family Islands to find more authentic straw work to introduce to the Nassau Straw Market. Sweeting says the goal is to make the Straw Market Authority more inclusive.
To travel and to see what's out there and how they can create a link between Family Island straw vendors and New Providence persons that sell it or purchase, then we're able to make a whole inclusive straw market authority.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as 900 U.S. troops head to the Middle East. This as the Israeli-Hamas conflict continues. And it's day 2 in a multi-state search for a mass-killing suspect who murdered 18 people in Maine. Plus, regional observers say Nicaragua is weaponizing U.S.-bound migrants. Find out how when Our News returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in St. Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The Pentagon says about 900 additional U.S. troops are heading to the Middle East to bolster air defenses to protect U.S. personnel amid a surge in attacks in the region by Iran-affiliated groups. Pentagon spokesperson Brigadier General Patrick Ryder told a news briefing that as tensions soar over the Israel-Hamas war, U.S. troops have been attacked at least 12 times in Iraq and 4 times in Syria in the past week. And a day after the worst mass killing in state history, police in Maine have asked thousands of residents to stay in their homes Friday. This as heavily armed local and federal police search for an Army reservist who they say fatally shot 18 people at a bowling alley and a bar. Nearly 2 days after the shooting, police have given no indication they have any leads about the suspect, Robert Card's whereabouts. The Associated Press reports investigators found a note at a home associated with Card on Thursday that was addressed to his son. And finally, from the region, more than 260 charter flights believed to be carrying migrants from Haiti have touched down in Nicaragua in recent months. That's according to flight data and experts in the region who describe the situation as an historic crush of migration by people hoping to reach the United States. The flow of migrants has left the Biden administration and Latin American leaders scrambling for solutions, and experts say it's also being used as leverage by governments like Nicaragua's to get concessions from the U.S. amid tightening sanctions. Manuel Orozco, director of the Migration Remittances and Development Program at the Inter-American Dialogue, calls it a concrete example of weaponizing migration as a foreign policy. Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 27th. Then in our news at 7:30, opposition members say they have no confidence in a review by the newly formed Immigration Commission. And our week-long Going Back to the Island series continues tonight. Our Joshua Williams takes us on a San Salvadorian adventure to see a beacon on the hill. When our news returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was October 27th. Take a look. October 27, 1997, trading was halted at the New York Stock Exchange as the Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered the biggest point drop in history. This image shows activity on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange 1 minute before trading was halted for the day due to the 553-point drop. Worried investors rushed for the exit, afraid the Asian financial crisis may not be over. In 1999, the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore to sing Happy Birthday, Mr. President to President John F. Kennedy was sold for over $1.2 million. Telephone bids were taken at Christie's auction of Monroe's personal items in New York. A New York memorabilia dealer paid the $1 million price tag, a record for an item of clothing at an auction. Also in 1999, gunmen opened fire in the Armenian parliament, killing 8, including the prime minister. The shooting led to significant changes in the country's political landscape, and it remains a subject of numerous conspiracy theories, mostly involving the next president, whose tenure thereafter was frequently criticized as authoritarian. The president and parliament speaker were posthumously honored with National Hero of Armenia titles. And 2006 saw scuba divers in Sydney, Australia, setting the world record for an underwater dance class. This photo shows 74 scuba divers dancing at Sydney's Olympic Park Aquatic Centre. The divers were required to dance simultaneously for 10 minutes to set the record, with the event also raising money for charity. And in 2009, Fisker Automotive announced its intention to manufacture the world's first production plug-in hybrid car. In this photo, Fisker CEO Henrik Fisker made the announcement to manufacture the Karma at the former General Motors Boxwood Road assembly plant in Wilmington, Delaware. All right, a can't believe we've almost come to the end of the week. Our Joshua Williams, he's wrapping up his week-long series on the island of San Salvador and our Going Back to the Island series. He got a chance to speak to a local straw vendor who shared what she and others there have to offer. Take a look.
It's often said handmade treasures are to be cherished. And for these ladies in San Salvador, these handmade treasures come in the form of straw work. Marva Goff is the president of the local association.
Residents having different classes with the BAIC. We did classes in straw work, coconut and shell work. And as a result, people started making things. Once we started to make the stuff, we needed to, of course, you want to sell your stuff. So we came together, formed the group, and the association members would, at different times, present their goods for the residents and the guests of San Salvador.
Goff says vendors on the island seek to take care of all tourist needs.
Sometimes you have people that want authentic or items that were made locally or handcrafted, and then you have people who, you know what, I don't care, I just need something small to take back home. But overall, those that can appreciate the handcrafted items, appreciate what they or enjoy, they love what they see, and they give us great reviews.
And it's not just straw that's being sold. Goff says jewelry and food items are a hot commodity.
So they like the shell jewelry as well, the hair clips and all this kind of stuff. They really gravitate to that. Then we have those people that like food and, they enjoy having homemade items. The jams go well and the pepper sauce are great.
San Salvador has seen its fair share of setbacks in the past, the most recent being the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite this, the people are resilient.
When we had recessions in the past, other than COVID, San Salvador has always had guests, always had people come in. And so you can always, while you might not make all of your money in this area, this can supplement and help to build your resources.
Reporting from San Salvador for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh, for sharing that with us. And now to another event we've been counting down to for weeks, and it's finally here. It's the second Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar. It kicks off tonight and will run through Sunday. For the past 7 weeks, our Megan Shepherd has been giving you a sneak peek of what to expect.
Bahamians and tourists alike will be in for an unforgettable weekend as they enjoy unique culinary experiences from around the world, as well as interactive experiences with top artists from throughout the country and region. Attendees can also expect cultural events, from exclusive dinners and tastings with master chefs to a welcome beach party with a special performance by 17-time Grammy Award-winning artist Sting. On the culinary side, our very own chef, Simeon Hall Jr. will host a signature chef's dinner with Jeffrey Zakarian on Saturday. Other notable chefs include Chef Amanda Freitag, Kentaro Katsuya, Marcus Samuelson, and Scott Conan. This year, the festival will also introduce a new component for art enthusiasts, Fuse. The event promises to bring together Bahamian artists and galleries, as well as artists and galleries from around the region, essentially establishing the Bahamas as the hub for artists in the Caribbean. There will also be a number of interactive activities for those that want to channel their inner chef or artist. For a full list of this weekend's schedule, you can visit bahamar.com. Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepherd.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Megan. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the week.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Absolutely.
I'm just happy to be here.
All right.
All right, thanks so much, Ken. Well, opposition members say they have no confidence in a review by the newly formed Immigration Commission. And our Going Back to the Island series continues in San Salvador. Here are your latest headlines. A date is finally set. New tonight on Our News Live at 7:30. November 22nd is the official date for the upcoming by-election. The writ of election issued today. Also, why some PLP supporters believe the party will hold on to the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat. Plus, the opposition leader says he has no confidence in the formation of the Immigration Commission. We'll tell you his reasoning coming up. And later, the search continues for a man missing for 5 months. The family now increasing the reward for any information that can help bring him home. Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments, bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in St. Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at
Welcome to our news and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. A writ of election for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency was issued today by Governor General Cynthia Mother Pratt. That came in a statement from Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Arthur Taylor, who also explained that the register for the by-election has been closed as of yesterday, October 26, 2023. Our News was also able to obtain a copy of the notice of election signed by Returning Officer Leonard Dames. That notice states the election will be held on November 22nd. Already several candidates have emerged, including the Progressive Liberal Party's Kingsley Smith, the Free National Movement's Bishop Ricardo Grant, and Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain, among several others. The Progressive Liberal Party taking their campaign up a notch as the party is planning a number of events in Grand Bahama and Bimini this weekend. The campaign kicked off on Wednesday with PLP candidate for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency Kingsley Smith's arrival to the island, followed by a candidate-launched church service in Holmes Rock. Our News spoke with Central and South Eleuthera MP Clay Sweeting outside the airport. He says he's looking forward to the party retaining the seat.
The party is united. You could see today that the supporters are here to greet the Prime Minister as we launch the campaign for the by-election for Kingsley Smith, and we look forward to bringing it home.
And these PLP supporters believe that Smith will win the seat.
I feel the PLP will come out victorious. Kingsley will come out victorious on this one.
I feel like he's the best man, would take West End and Bimini to a higher height and deal with all the young children, make sure they up to date. I feel like he's a great man. What I'm doing is serving my great God and the PLP. So I'll serve the PLP if I'm falling down. I've fallen in my box of PLP.
The reason why the conviction is so strong, because there's a new day for West End. We have some great possibilities, some great opportunities. We're now going to have a new leader representing West Grand Bahama and Bimini. And all I can say is the future's looking brighter.
All right, well, one day after the announcement of an immigration commission, the Free National Movement says they have no confidence that a review by the committee will yield good results. The commission chair revealed on Thursday that they will report directly to the minister and cannot say if their findings will be made public. Leader Michael Pintard says it's a stalling routine by government.
We lack confidence in the Prime Minister and his ministers to actually carry out a transparent process designed to change a series of things that are broken in the way in which we address immigration issues in general, illegal migration in particular. And so this is a stalling tactic. The Prime Minister now has in his mind an out when you ask questions about the 67 plus questions we are going to put on the record in the House again.
While Pintard made it clear the issue isn't with the members, he says what's needed is a select committee on the issue to examine the recent controversy in the Immigration Department. His comments come following concerns by the public about former Immigration Minister Keith Bell's handling of the Immigration Department. Pintard says examining discretions, which was one of the mandates of the committee, doesn't get to the crux of immigration ministers handing down instructions to the officers running the ministry.
And what they need is a select committee that has members from the private sector, civil society, faith-based organizations, and we can call for papers as well as call for persons and to meet wherever we need to in order to investigate the whole gamut of issues that affect immigration in the Bahamas, everything from illegal migration to the failure of the immigration processes to work so that we could run a orderly program assessing work permits, permanent residencies, citizenship, etc.
The arraignment for a man accused of stabbing his co-worker has been delayed pending the conclusion of mental tests that will determine if he's fit to plead. 27-year-old David Poitier was arrested on October 24th after he allegedly stabbed 28-year-old Candace Clark in the back while at Poseidon's table in the Atlantis Resort. Poitier appeared before Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. to be formally charged with causing grievous harm and assault with a deadly weapon in relation to the incident. However, the magistrate did not arraign Poitier after his lawyer raised concerns about his mental state. Poitier allegedly has a card from the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center. Poitier returns to court on November 17th. We've been following the case of Kyle Carey, who's been missing for more than 5 months. With the young man still missing, the reward for information leading to his return has been increased to $25,000. Throughout the year, Our News has sat down with Kyle's father, Keith, who has outlined his quest for finding his son. In a statement issued today, the Carey family continues their plea for information on Kyle's whereabouts, saying with the help of the community, they're still looking forward to the safe return of Kyle. The family also expressed thanks for the support and prayers they've received so far. Cool but windy conditions outside the Our News studios this evening. Wondering what type of weather we can expect this weekend? Well, meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with a first check on weather. Greg?
Thanks, Natalia, and a happy TGIF, everybody. What a way to end the weekend. Breezy conditions still with us. Temperature is rather comfortable, 80 degrees with a few clouds on the outside. The winds out of the east-northeast at 17 miles per hour, and that's making it feel like a very comfortable 80 degrees. Satellite radar composite showing quiet conditions across areas. Some patchy clouds moving across us with that stiff northeast to easterly breeze. That brought us a couple of spotty showers, but we'll continue to see that trend throughout the night and into tomorrow. And there's some moisture down towards the southeast. That will stay well to the east of us. That's a quick look on conditions around the island. Stick with us, look at the tropics, and your weekend forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, hear how artificial intelligence is helping enhance the country's #1 money maker. Also, our Joshua Williams takes us on a fun adventure today in San Salvador as our Going Back to the Island series continues. And we give you a glimpse of Mexico. The Our News team had a chance to sample some Mexican food with a Bahamian twist at a newly opened spot downtown Nassau. That story when Our News continues.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages.
You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Artificial intelligence and deep learning has been key in boosting our tourism numbers, and around the region, people are curious as to how the Bahamas has done it. While Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper shared some of the details on AI and tourism this week at the Caribbean Investment Forum's Ministerial Roundtable, discussing the trade investment nexus towards creating a bold new Caribbean.
Let me approach it from two directions. Firstly, we are building capacity. We have an initiative called Innovate 242, where we are partnering with tech hubs around the world. We have tech hubs relationships already with Canada, USA, Saudi Arabia, and we're working on one or two more. That's going to help us to build capacity in every sector across the economy of the Bahamas. Next, I would say in relation to tourism, we've been actively using AI and deep learning techniques to really understand our clients better.
While the minister doesn't credit AI for all of tourism's successes, Cooper says the details they can get from the technology allow them to target more specific groups and catch on to trends.
Understanding the trends in the market, who's talking about the Bahamas, what they're saying about the Bahamas, helping us to target specific audiences, improving our return on investment for marketing, advertising, etc. We have a target market, for example, for families earning more than $100,000 a year. We are able to identify and reach them scientifically, and this is reaping significant dividends.
All right, well, our Joshua Williams is in San Salvador wrapping up his week of adventures on the island. Today, he visited one of the most historic sites not only on the island, but in the country.
A trip to San Salvador would not be complete without a visit to the Dixon Hill Lighthouse. The white majestic lighthouse stands at 172 feet on top of Dixon's Hill. Constructed in 1886 by the British government, the structure, which is 235 feet above sea level, can be seen from every part of the island. Tour guide Janet Storr tells us more.
It was built in Britain and then it was transported to San Salvador. And the interior of it is steel with a 2-foot slab of concrete on the inside of the walls and the outside of the walls. So it's a very sturdy building.
A quick 20-minute drive from Coburn Town brings you to a narrow, winding road that leads you uphill. At the clearing stands the White House, which is built on historic ground.
The Lighthouse was a former plantation of Mr. John Dixon. And if you look on the compound when you go, you would notice that there's 2 grave sites. And it's the grave site of Mr. John Dixon and his wife.
Drone shots of the surrounding area also show ruins of what may be plantations around the island near Fortune Hill that are not accessible by car. Following curiosity, I decided to climb to the top. Met by about 85 steps, the climb was surprisingly not difficult.
Oh wow. You see the whole island from here?
And at the top, a large enclosure showed the lamp, which operates to this day.
And San Salvador flash signal gives off 2 flashes every 10 seconds. So 2 flashes every 10 seconds for 19 miles out to sea. So our lighthouse keepers go up every 2 hours, 15 minutes, and they crank it, and it gives off its flash. And every 2 hours, 15 minutes, they have to go right back up and re-crank it again.
For over 130 years now, this lighthouse has stood as a beacon on the island of San Salvador. For mariners, it's a warning light that guides ships safely into harbor. But just like the island, this lighthouse stands as a testament for the strength and people of San Salvador since the days of Columbus. Reporting from San Salvador for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
When Our News comes back from the break, looking for some Mexican food with a Bahamian twist, we may have just the right option for you coming up. Still a bit of wind lingering on this Friday. Hopefully we see some nicer conditions heading into the weekend. Greg is back with your extended forecast when Our News returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages.
You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the family.
This is our news. Welcome back. Ministry of Tourism, Investment and Aviation officials and officials from the University of Miami Athletics announcing a multi-year partnership that makes the Bahamas the official destination partner of Miami Athletics. The partnership includes game presenting sponsorships, Bahamian-themed promotions, and on-site activations across activities. It also provides opportunities for Miami Hurricane fans to win special prizes and giveaways featuring the Bahamas. Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper spoke about the significance of the partnership.
With that said, we're blessed with proximity. They are our neighbors, they are our friends. They're a large alumni association for UM in the Bahamas, and therefore the partnership was very natural. We are big on sports tourism, but we're really big on getting our guests from Florida to the Bahamas. There's a significant population right here at our doorsteps in Florida. We want to officially invite them to the Bahamas, using the hurricanes as a platform to do so.
All right, well, National Sports Awards nominations release in track and field begins this weekend at the Pan Am Games. In for Tej Adderley is Sasha Lightborn with a check on sports. Sasha?
Good evening, I'm Sasha Lightborn, and here's a look at some stories making sports headlines. Next month will be recognized as National Sports Month, and several top awards are up for grabs. Nominations coming in for Sports Month for the National Sports Awards scheduled for November 4th at 6:30 p.m. Up for National Team of the Year are this year's Carifta team, who are the 5-time consecutive champions, the Carifta Track and Field team, the Men's National Basketball team, Men's National Soccer team, the Goodwill Swim team, and the Special Olympics team. Now up for Community Sports Award are the Buddy Heel Foundation, the Island Luck Cares Foundation, and the Jazz Chisholm Foundation, One Eleuthera Foundation, and Peace on the Streets organization. Nominees for the Prime Minister Award for National Pride have also been announced. They are Anna Camille Vaslov, Buddy Heel, Devin Charlton, Jazz Chisholm, Jonquel Jones, Justin Roberts, Marvin Roll, and Terrion Kemp. Other categories have not been revealed, but we expect Male Senior Athlete of the Year as well as Female Senior Athlete of the Year to be hotly contested. Switching gears, the track and field events for the Pan-American Games begin on Sunday. Some of our best are about to get active. Bahamians will take the track in Santiago in the coming days. Kendrick Thompson and Ken Mullings, two of the finest decathletes our nation has ever produced, will kick things off with their decathlon events on Monday and Tuesday. Sprinter Samson Colebrook will also compete in the 100 meters over those 2 days. High jumper Donald Thomas and javelin thrower Rima Otterboer are also scheduled to compete as well, but that will be later in the week. Be sure to follow our socials and tune into the news for the latest updates from the Pan Am Games. We're done with sports for the week. I'm Sasha Lightborn. Have a great weekend.
Still ahead on our news tonight, Mexican flair, burritos, tacos, and tequila. Find it all in one place this Friday, and it's right here in Nassau. We'll tell you where coming up, and cooler temperatures as we move closer towards the winter season. Greg is back with your weather details when our news continues. Stay with us.
First we plan, then
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies.
Welcome back to our news. Cool temperatures on this Friday evening as we get ready for the weekend. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for our final look at weather. We are going to start off with the water vapor. That's showing where the moisture is actually concentrated, and this is in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. Most of that moisture is tied with Tammy. Tammy is still out there, big upper level trough, pumping a lot of that moisture across the Hispaniola as well as the Eastern Caribbean, and that will continue to be the trend. But I wanted to show you this little feature right here. That's an upper level low. That's going to be moving towards us over the weekend. Should get into our neck of the woods by Sunday, but that will introduce some moisture, so we're looking for an increase in some shower activity by Sunday. But in the meantime, a dry mass will remain in place, and that will continue to provide us with some very nice weather. Tammy, which was post-tropical yesterday, it is back to a tropical storm with some powerful winds out there. It's going to continue to move towards the west now, and the east, and stay out there in the open Atlantic and not really be a threat to anybody. But by early next week, we expect this system to eventually dissipate. Across the area, nothing happening right now. As I mentioned, that high pressure ridge is in charge, and that ridge will continue to dominate our weather throughout the remainder of the week with some very strong winds. Taking a look at Tammy, which is actually, as I mentioned, going to stay towards the east and out there in the open Atlantic, not posing a problem, but some showers and some isolated thunderstorms will be flaring up with that system once it stays out there. Boating conditions, small craft, we're asking you to stay in port. Once again, we're asking you beachgoers not to get in the water. It's very rough out there. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 25 knots, and they will be gusting high at times. Seas be running 5 to 8 feet, but they will be building up to 12 feet along Atlantic exposures in some moderate to large northeasterly swells. High tide will be at 7:23 tonight. Your low tide taking place at 1:36 tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, we will keep some isolated showers in the forecast, but remember, as I mentioned, by Sunday we expect an upper level low to be moving into our neck of the woods. So Sunday we introduce some showers and some thunderstorms. That will continue through to Monday. And by Tuesday, we expect a frontal boundary to be approaching the northern islands. Should get into our neck of the woods by the middle of the week, and then temperatures take a nice dip on Thursday. Look at that, 78 degrees, and those nighttime temperatures will be in the low to mid 70s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. And now to a sample of Mexico right here in the Bahamas. A local restaurant recently opened their doors in New Providence, and on the menu, a wide range of Mexican dishes. In this report, the co-owner says a lot of time and effort went into the business as they wanted to offer a unique experience to the public. It's a Mexican restaurant with a Bahamian twist. Salsa Bahamas Mexican Grill Restaurant in downtown Nassau offers a wide range of authentic dishes with recipes originating from Mexico, from tacos, fajitas, Mexican street corn, burritos, and so much more. Co-owner of Salsa Bahamas, Ryan Delva, says they are steadily seeing support from the community and is sharing the reason for the investment.
Because of the disparity in offerings that we have with restaurants locally, this is something that I personally take in and enjoy, and many others.
And here are some of the fan favorites that I got to sample.
From the margaritas and special in-house tequila offerings that we have, we also boast a selection that offers more than 100 different types of tequilas that we personally hand-pick.
Tacos with guacamole on top, so let me check it out. And there are a few Bahamian dishes with a special twist on it.
We offer conch tacos, which I would encourage people to come out and try and see the way in which we offer them.
He says there are lots of plans ahead for the business.
We're trying to uplift the general downtown area in itself. So we do have some construction plans that will establish and develop the area a bit more, as well as increase productivity. We have already made some commitments with some outside vendors and local known businesses that will be bringing more business to the environment.
All right, be sure to check it out. The food and drinks were delish. And of course, to see that story again, you can visit ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.